Arkansas sees a new single-day record high for coronavirus cases in the state. Thanks for joining us for your 5 News at 6. I'm Erica Thomas.
And I'm Darren Bob. According to the Health Department, Arkansas added 1,548 new cases in the last 24 hours. Combining confirmed and probable cases, the total now stands at 117,360. Active cases surged by 483 from yesterday. 11 more people have also died. 25 more were hospitalized. More than 104,000, though, have recovered from the virus in the state. Once again, Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley seeing some of the most cases added in the last 24 hours. 3 of the top 5 counties are in this area from yesterday. Benton County second with 133 new cases. Washington County the third highest at 92. Sebastian County added 79 new cases.
A similar story in Oklahoma, where the state also saw a single-day record with 2,101 new cases. This brings the overall total to 129,873. Active cases also surged by 838, bringing that number up to more than 16,000. And more than 1,000 are hospitalized. 21 more deaths also reported in the last day, and more than 111,000 have recovered from the virus in Oklahoma. As Arkansas and Oklahoma report those record numbers of COVID infections, city leaders are reminding the community to stay vigilant. 5 News reporter Juliana Clipson joins us live with how one local task force is keeping an eye on these rising cases. Juliana?
Erica, the NWA COVID-19 task force was created months ago to keep track of the status of the pandemic here in our area. And they meet weekly, and this week's record report was concerning. Tom Jenkins, he's the fire chief here in Rogers, as well as a member on that task force. And he says the 830 active cases in Benton County right now is nearing a total that the county saw as their highest back in the summer. He says he sees the need to remind Arkansans to remain cautious. Jenkins says the task force focuses on metrics like the number of ICU beds available and the strain the local healthcare system faces. Jenkins says at last night's meeting, the task force was informed 10% of ICU bed space was available statewide, something he sees as concerning.
We're trying as much as we can to continue to push to the public a message of education, good practice. We're all fatigued, even those of us that are involved in this intimately, we're all fatigued from hearing terms like social distancing. Nobody likes to wear a mask. But what we don't want to do is unknowingly infect people who are at risk.
Jenkins tells me the task force is working to keep reliable information out there on social media to help keep the people of the area informed. Live in Rogers, covering news where you live, Juliana Clipson, 5 News.
All right, Juliana, thanks. That task force is made up of members across many industries, including education, healthcare, emergency response, and many others.